It's very difficult to enter in the Ukrainian army. What you're feeling, it's like a part of adrenaline, of course, in the front line all the times, and a part of stress. When I went to the toilet, I see FPV flying, and I was, wow, I didn't want to die like this. Very difficult situation. If you go to the hospital in Zaporizhzhia or Dnipro, you will see every day more than 100 soldiers have some amputations.
Welcome to Channel 24. Today I have a very extraordinary person, Anya Zubko. She's a Ukrainian Marine. She was born in Poland. She raised in Belgium, and she's living without one leg. But still, she found her way to be on the front line. And she is helping to defend Ukraine and to fight against Russia's aggression every single day. Anya, thank you so much for joining and coming to our studio. And I think it's very important to explain to our audience how your story has begun. You started to be a volunteer in 2022, and then you become a Ukrainian Marine. Could you please just elaborate on that more?
Yes, of course. So yes, I began as a volunteer in the beginning of the war, and with a lot of foundations, volunteer from all the wars, we begin to make a lot of convoy, and we bring some supplies. The first time was 100 tons of supplies. It was very big. And after I was in the border in Poland to make evacuations of the family refugee from Ukraine, try to escape from the invasions and to go to other countries. So during 3 months I was helping thousands of families with volunteers to find address and country where they can live and find some place in peace, of course. And so after that I began to go to the front line in Kherson. It was my first big memories of falling in love on this city, and was very dangerous and still dangerous. Now it's like we call this city a safari of drones, and so every day was very hard because we have a lot of cars, a lot of drones and everything. And I meet the Brigade 37 in this place, and I begin like a volunteer to help them. And after that, I decided to make a request to answer from publications from 505 battalions for pilot of drones. And I said, oh, it's possible maybe for foreigner to enter in the army of Ukrainian. And combat said, yes, maybe. Of course, we will see. And after 3 days, I said, it's possible maybe for foreigners with one leg to enter in the army Ukrainian. He said, yes, maybe.
So you were preparing step by
yes,
step.
Yes, I was like a
foreigner, one prosthetic, okay.
Yes, and after we meet, so the 7th October, the last year's, the day, special day, because it was the birthday of Putin, and I make my contract for 1 year directly in few hours.
Quite symbolic.
We decide about that it's okay with my best problem, without problem is I can go, of course. And I begin the formations about the pilot of drones, and after, because our situations on the front line and the positions very close, sometimes 3, 4, 5 kilometers from the Russians, with my leg, by the way, in the mud and the dangerous situations to escape sometimes to the Russians, with my leg wasn't possible to put me in some place so close, because with the mud I can kill myself alone, yeah, by the way. So we decide about what do you want to do, what do you want to support. And I begin to say that the logistic and to make the contact with some media like you, and to support with the visibility and with supplies for cars, generator, Starlink, EcoFlow, everything. I begin to learning about everything, because in the first times, by the way, in my past life, I didn't know what is this EcoFlow. Starlink, yes, of course, but the jammers, for example, I must learning about this too. And so it's not only to get fundraisings and to collect money. It's about to understand the positions, what my brigade doing in all the part of the front line. We try to protect and defend the civil and families inside our country. And so I must lot of learning, and still now when the people say you are Marines, I say no, I try to be a Marines every day.
Every day. And today you are in Kyiv trying to fundraise a lot of money.
Yes.
And right now we're going to put a QR code for our audience to donate, for the donations. Just could you please explain what do you need, for what needs you are gathering money right now?
Yes, right now it's very complicated in the front line with the new front changing, because before was only about artillery and some bombing, of course, but now we have everyday rockets, drones, FPV, drone with fiber optic, and this destroy our car, our positions, and not only our brigade, of course, a lot of others have the same problems now with the drones. It's very difficult. It's because too now we begin to working with the robotic terrestre, the termite and everything like this to make evacuations, to bring some help, ammunition and supplies to the guys to the positions for first not to take risk for killing some soldiers, and second to try to protect all of us. So now we need every day, seriously, Starlink, EcoFlow, generator, thermo clothes, because it's becoming very, very, very cold.
What about foreigners? If they would like to help you, how they could do that from abroad?
From abroad, seriously, seriously, because it's my chevrons. It's my words.
That's your word?
Yes.
Did you keep saying all the time?
Yes, and so the first time when I went in Ukraine, and I said only seriously, and all the soldiers of the Marines say now everybody, seriously, it's me. So by the way, what we can do, every people can do some things abroad. You can, by the way, collect yourself money. You can send Starlink. It's possible. I have some volunteers. They send me from Germany, from Poland, from Sweden. Or by the way, it's possible to do anything to make some little box of clothes with some food. Because I understand some people didn't want to support for drones and for
the weapon.
Yes,
yeah, and they want to see.
I understand this, and I respect. And of course, some people want to do some things, and I say yes. If you want to make a little box only with some clothes, with food from Germany, America, anywhere it's possible, you can send by the post, and you can send with some volunteers, some convoy, and we can get directly in the front line.
At what direction are you right now?
Right now, we was before in the directions of Kurakove in Donetsk, and now we are continue to fighting in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast in the directions of Novopavlivka.
Novopavlivka,
yes.
tak.
We was in Pokrovsk the last 2 months, and it was very crazy because every day we have 20 drones. When I went to the toilet, I see FPV flying, and I was, wow, I didn't want to die like this. It was very seriously scary, and we must go back a little.
Anya, how would you describe in total the situation on the front line? Is it changing for the last year? Is it going worse, especially amid the peace talks between Ukraine, United States, and Russia? So, how would you describe everything?
But what I can say, it's very difficult now, because it's like we have two worlds inside Ukraine, the world of people in the political way, and the government and everything, the corruption, but corruption is everywhere. We always point on Kyiv, but in Belgium, in France, in every country we have corruptions. So it's a big problem, of course, but not only us. And the other way about the plan of peace from America, we didn't believe in this. And by the way, the only things now we see and we must fight is like the Frontline continue to grow up every day. And we are not enough people, we didn't have enough supplies and munitions and for defend ourselves. So we have very difficult situations, more harder than before, because now, for example, if you go to the hospital in Zaporizhzhia or Dnipro, you will see every day more than 100 soldiers have some amputations with the mines, with the drones, and it's different from before. Everybody now it's very scary to meet the drones in the front line, and it's very difficult now. It's like only this big problem about the drones. We must make some things for stop the sky field. For example, to close this all the country to protect the civilians. Putin, when he said, "I will never go to Ukraine," he go. He says the last time, "I will never go to France." So what we must expect about this, it's like Putin will never stop, and we must be more stronger and to say not only about communications, but to put act seriously now, to do some things, because it's it didn't scare to say this word, but it's a genocide.
Absolutely.
For me, yeah, and we cannot to see this. And the people didn't react and didn't do some things. They take a part of the aggressor.
Yes. Are you the only one foreigner in your brigade?
In my brigade, I think we have some foreigners from British.
Okay, so you have a mix.
One or two maybe, but not so much, because it's very difficult to enter in the Ukrainian army when you are not Ukrainian. By the way, say, "I have some blood."
Yeah, that was actually my next question. How do you communicate, and how is your communication with the soldiers and generals were evolving?
1 year ago, I began to speak a little Ukrainian because I was, before when I was volunteer, I was 6 months in the university in Lviv for learning Ukrainian. Because for me, it's not only I went to Ukraine and I want to help. I feeling like it's my place. I feeling like it will be my home forever. And I didn't know this time that I has some blood from my grandfather Ukrainian, and I discovered these letters. But seriously, I traveling more than 20 countries in the world, and it was the first time I feeling happy to come in Ukraine and to feeling the same mentality, the same, I didn't know, some feeling like, wow, I must stay here, I must doing the best every day with my brother, my sisters. And so in the beginning it was very difficult to speak, because of course I was understanding a lot of, yes, but it was in questions from the general of Marines that how you will communicate in the inside with your brothers. And I say, oh, it's very good, because now we have Perikladacci, the phone, Google Translate, everything, so it's okay, ChatGPT, everything. And so in the beginning I used a lot of the translations on my phone, and after maybe 6 months, in my brigade, a lot of soldiers speak only Ukrainian, and maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 speak English. So I was like definitely only with Ukrainian language, and I must listen every day and every night. And now I can call in Ukrainian, I can speak with my brothers without the phone. They send me for sometimes 4 minutes in vocal about some different things in Ukrainian. I understand, so I'm very happy. And sometimes, yes, I didn't understand some words, but it's better.
Anya, you touched the question of your roots. So a few years ago, you discovered that your grandpa Didus, as we say.
Didus, yes.
As we say in Ukraine. He is from Zaporizhzhia.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you discover that? And maybe that's why you have this connection with Ukraine that you cannot explain to yourself.
Yes, maybe because in my story I was abandoned. I was born in Poland. I tried to find my biological family, and I found after 26 years. And so I find my mother, my father, my brothers, sisters. Now I have 18 brothers and sisters whole. And yes, okay. It's amazing. And so, by the way, I say this because before, so my name in Belgium, it's Anne-Catherine Magnet. And when I came in Ukraine, some soldiers, when I began to go close to Bakhmut or to some hard place, they said to me, wow, Anya, ty kozaka. I say,
Kozaczka.
Da, kozaczka, da. Tak. And so I say, yes, maybe, but I'm Polish girls. And they said, no, say your name. I say, yes, I know my name in Poland now because I found my biological family. It's Anna, Nataliia, Katarzyna, Zubko. And they said, Zubko, it's Ukrainian.
Yeah, yes.
And I said, no, I didn't know. And they said, ask your mother. And I said, no, I can ask her because I found my mother. And she said, yes, your grandfather was Ukrainian, now he is dead, but you have a part of Ukrainian blood, Polish blood, so it was like, wow. And so when I spoke with my father too, he said, yes, maybe you want to begin to go to the army, because when I was 6 years old, I dreamed to be in the army. Every day I was training, every night. And I was sleeping in the floors when I was little, and my parents didn't know.
On the floor, just to prepare for the army?
Yes.
Okay.
Since my 6 years old.
6 years old, yes.
Till my 18th. And I didn't say to no one, but my father and my mother in Belgium, they find me always sleeping in the floor. And I wanted to be the most stronger girls and to doing a lot of sports and to be ready for the army. And when I was 18, they said the colonel and some sergeant and everybody want to take me, but the rules in Belgium with my leg, they said no. Finally, it's not possible. I was so.
Was you born like that? Was you born?
Yes, I was born with one leg. They explain it's maybe because the radiations of Chernobyl going to Poland, to Belarus, Romania, part of Belgium, of course. And they make a lot of problems for the thyroid and for some malformations for a lot of baby between 90 and 20,000, yes, during 10 years. We're feeling this difference about. Ukraine was a part of my story maybe with my leg. And after that, so my mother, when she said my grandfather was a part of the blood Ukrainian,
yes,
I feeling like so proud and like to, yes, I find definitely my place, and I cannot to explain this. It's when you find what you must doing in your life, it's like you didn't have any questions for the future. It's like, wow, it will be here forever. I want to be.
When you saying you found what you would like to do till the rest of your life, what is that? Could you describe that? To protect Ukraine or just to stay here? What is the final goal?
Yes, by the way, it's very funny because the last time I asked to make I must made a new contract in my brigade because my other contract finished. And so I asked for 10 years. For me, the first goal is like I want to stay in the army a long time because it's seriously my place. I like it because I'm feeling like I'm doing some things for not only for the military but for the civilians. And I'm very happy to. It's my vocations when I was little. So by the way, it's a part of my ancestral heritage maybe, and in my blood I didn't know how to explain this, but Yes, but for the future, I didn't plan anything because it's very hard to think about tomorrow. Of course, when we was a few days ago in only 10 kilometers from the front line, we have some caps, some drones, and we can die. So by the way, I didn't plan anything for the futures. But I think after the war, when we will have the victory for sure, of course, I want to work in the detector of means. To continue to protect our country, to protect the children, the father, mothers, everybody, because by the way, yes, I have one leg, but it's okay for me. But when I see some people, some veterans come back without arm, without leg, and yes, it's not possible for me to look and to doing nothing because it's a part of my values maybe, but I cannot to make a normal job. By the way, I think for the means in Ukraine and the part of the territory, we need maybe 50 years to cleaning everything. So we will need a lot of people to doing some type of this job to continue to support Ukraine. A lot of things. Yes.
Anya, how many times you were between life and death? And when you did survive, how did you feel after?
Beginning of the war, I was in the border and I forget about my life and my prosthetic. Normally, normal amputate must live with his prosthetic leg in the day and in the night to put out and to take some hours to make a pause, a rest. It's normal for the leg. And sometimes I keep my leg for 5 days. And so it's beginning like some infections, and I was, after 1 month, every day I have glasses of blood when I put out my prothèse, and my skin beginning to
peel off?
Yes. And so it was very suffering, of course, but I called my father in Belgium and I said, I'm a little scary about what is happening to me, but when I saw the family from Mariupol, I remember about one family, they come to me, they have 2 dogs, 2 children, and they didn't have any bag, any clothes, nothing. And I said, what is happening to you? And by the way, they was only go out from the building in Mariupol to working with the dog. And just 2 seconds after the Russians bombing this building, everybody was died inside. And they came to the front line and to the border without nothing. And I said to my father, my suffering is nothing. I cannot do things about myself. I see so much suffering. I must help. I must continue to work, to do some things. And my life is okay. And I forget about me, seriously. And so one day I fall and the ambulance take me. And in the hospital in Poland, they didn't want to take me. They said, okay, take some pills. And the doctor say, you can die this night. I say, seriously, no, it's a joke. And he said, yes, you're beginning like a septicemia. It's now, maybe this night, maybe in few hours, you will really die. If we doing no things in intravenous, everything, blah, blah. And I say, okay, so they put me in the centers with the refugee of Ukrainian, but they have no things for reanimate me. And they said, you are okay for that if you die, you will definitely die. We have no things for helping you to come back. And I said, it's okay. And so all the night I was maybe few seconds so close to make the shock septic. I began hypothermia, everything. I falling between the coma. And after when I wake up in the morning, the doctor begin to cry and to take me in the arm. And I say, what is happening all the night? Because I was like to fighting between the life and the death.
So you survived and he was happy.
And I saw, yes, he was so happy, like in shock. And I say, oh, and he said, now you must take some rest, you must take times. And so I put out my leg, of course, because these infections I cannot put again. I take wheelchairs, and when the bus of refugee coming outside in the parking, I take some bag from the refugee. I put on me on the wheelchair, and I say to the refugee, push me to the bus. I will help you. And I take all the bag, and I continue to walking. After this night, so for me, I didn't think so. But maybe I was dying or I'm alive. I was so grateful, of course, to be alive. But directly, my mind is like, I must do some things. And after the second times, I was 1 year ago, yes, in Kramatorsk, and I make evacuations of the soldiers, and I begin again the same infections, but I forget again, and with my own ambulance we make some evacuations to the hospital to Dnipro, to come back to Kramatorsk. And one time when we was in some hospital, the people came to me with some wheelchairs and they want to take me. I was so white, I didn't know, maybe the suffering was seen in my face because I don't know. And I said, no, I'm walking, it's my ambulance. And after the guys, our doctor in the ambulance say, Anya, what do you have? I see in your face, it's not good. And after in the night, I put out my leg and he say, Anya, you, the same sentence, I was like a sketch, you will die. Normally with this, you have a septicemia, you must absolutely to go to the hospital, and maybe 2-3 days before, now I didn't know if we can do some things.
Yes.
And I say, seriously, I have this story one time, not a second time, it's a joke. And no, it wasn't a joke, and I was in the coma, and I was die I make a, what is the name of this dose?
When you're dying?
When you go into the sky, but you come back. I don't know how to explain this.
I think it's a clinical death.
Like this. And so I was gone few moments. I was in the coma too. And after I come back, and they said, they cannot explain that.
Have you seen God?
Seriously, this memories is very special because I already have this one times when I was 24 years because I have a big scars and I was clinical dose and come back. So it was not my first times. And these times, so what I can say about this, it's like you're feeling in peace. I see a lot of stars, like and feeling some presence of somebody, but I cannot to say it's God. I cannot to say it's someone. I didn't see face, no things, but I see all of my life. And after, it's like I begin to speak with someone, but I didn't know who. And I say now I want to come back in peace in the world. If it's not, because the first time when you come back from the doors, you have like some feeling that everything is not. When you are in the sky, it's like you're feeling the infinite of love and peace. Yeah. Some things like you want to stay forever, and I cannot to explain this. And I say, please, God or anyone, I don't know, if I must come back, and I want to feeling now that I can live without these feelings. And when I wake up in the morning in my bed, I cry during 4 hours, like to, wow, and I feeling so free. And like to begin again my life, yes, differently. I was a different person, definitely. And all the other times, of course, I didn't count how many times we have caps, drones from 30 meters, 20 meters, 50 meters of me, and Well, what you're feeling, it's like a part of adrenaline, of course, in the front line all the times, and a part of stress. By the way, we are always stressed in the night, in the
Anya, just sorry, I just remember you said, following that, you said adrenaline. Once you said that you're not afraid of bombs, but you're afraid of people die next to you.
Yes, exactly.
How do you cope with the emotions you have after that?
The last time, 3 days ago, we have some rocket falling down in the house next to us, very close. And some people begin to shooting and to asking for help. And this, seriously, yes, my big... What is so scary is to see somebody injured or die because we have a big responsibility to try to save these people. And I'm not a medic. It's very horrific to see some brothers or to some people you love and cannot to do nothing.
Do you work with a psychologist after that?
No, never.
Your way to Kherson, you have found your love.
Yes. By the way, I met my love 2 years ago. And he's in the artillery. Yes, it was like a big story of love. For me, the media, the journalists, the people like you, it's not a part to make some notoriety about me, my story, or that. What I say to my brother and to the other people, volunteers, everyone, is like you make a part of the history and you put maybe some hope for other people to try to doing the same and maybe better than me. And this is only what we must do to show that everything is possible and to continue to show the reality of the war, to not to forget us and to continue to fighting for the freedom together, because you are the part of hero too for me to sing and to give me this opportunity to speak about my brigade.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!